I certainly welcome the CBI regulations, Minister, seeking to ban the dual pricing. And I do want to commend my colleague, Sinn Féin's finance spokesperson, Pearse Doherty, who painstakingly and relentlessly pursued this issue, and that is known the length and breadth of this country. It's disappointing that the legislation will not ban the practice, but simply require the CBI to produce a report on the impact of the regulations. This bill will see the Central Bank collect information about the insurance companies interpreting business disruption claims in a manner which has led to the deduction of state supports to businesses during COVID. Insurance companies have engineered a transfer of state supports provided to businesses across the state during COVID to boost their own profits. Insurance companies have stripped thousands of euros from policyholders' awards by deducting the value of state supports such as wage supports and rates waivers. Minister, you said that the government was responding to the issue. You said that they would not be let off the hook, and now months later this is what you have brought forward. In truth, this piece of legislation in many ways looks like a political response, an attempt to be seen to be doing something. Your own department stated that business supports should not be seen to be subsidising the insurance industry, nor should the industry be seen to be indirectly benefiting from the taxpayers' money. It is a weak and inadequate response to what is essentially the hijacking of public money. If this is indeed, as the insurance industry has argued, in line with established insurance principle of indemnity, then we need to address this head-on. This legislation does not force insurance companies to return wrongfully accrued savings to the state, nor does it ban the practice in the future. All it does is require the CBI to report on this practice. Ordinary workers cannot be asked to subsidise insurance companies. We need far more than information collection. The public rightly expected the government to go after the insurance companies for this money. And Minister, I really think what gets to people is we have seen this government pursue people beyond the grave for the smallest amounts of money, where people have made minor mistakes in claiming payments. Maybe that's an unemployment payment or a pension payment. People in their 80s and 90s are penalised and criminalised for not ticking a box or failing to disclose even the most modest savings. And that is why people see this as the insurance companies and the insurance industry getting off while they are pursued, as I said, beyond the grave. And it is not right. It seems like, as always, there's one rule for the ordinary people and another rule for insurance industry and for banking and big business in this country. Action needs to be taken to ensure that the government retains the ability to support businesses in emergency situations without it being at risk or simply being transferred over to large insurance corporations. In terms of the duty of care, Minister, this is evident in the fact that the government continues to drag their feet in addressing the duty of care. We know that small businesses, sporting organisations and community groups continue to close down or to struggle due to lack of affordable insurance. Despite promises in election manifestos and the programme for government, we still haven't seen any legislation in this regard. The Taoiseach, who chairs the government's subgroup on insurance reform, promised that legislation to reform the duty of care would be published by September 2001. This is a threat to jobs in our economy, and this government's approach to insurance reform has always been and continues to be as little as possible and as late as possible, and people really aren't going to stand for this anymore, Minister. This bill, while it's welcome, it needs to do an awful lot more in terms of tackling the insurance industry.